What's going on, guys? Gingerbreadman77 here, coming at you 4K through the power of the Xbox One X. And today, I am bringing my slightly updated Magic Sorcerer PvP build for Harrowstorm. Not a whole lot has changed, but definitely the playstyle is a little more aggressive, and we're looking at different abilities on the front bar and back bar. So I basically just wanted to get out an updated video, but everything's pretty much the same as far as gear goes. Looking at our stat sheet, these are unbuff stats. This is the back bar, so our spell resistance and physical resistance are pretty bitchin', and our crit resistance sitting at a nice 3k. And then max magicka still at 50,000. With this build, you won't go under 50,000 on your max magicka. And recovery's still pretty decent, just under 1,800, and that health recovery is also at almost 1,000 too, so that's pretty good as well. Stam, we got a nice big 15k pool for our dark conversions, and spell damage isn't really that much to worry about because we're running so much max magic. Front bar. Oh, whoa. My bad here. Not even prepared for my own video. I apologize. Front bar, we're at 51,000. This can go up depending on if you want to play with one ward or not. Obviously, you just saw that I was at just under 55k with inner light on the front bar. But our front bar stats are sitting at 51,000 max magic, and then still 1720 for the spell damage. This is perfect. All of our abilities hit super hard. A high max magic pool is what you want on a mag sorc, and it pretty much just synergizes well with all of your other abilities. Still just under a 1k for a health recovery, and we're sitting at 1786 for our mag recovery. Not bad at all. Like this is optimal for a magic sorcerer these days. And your spell resistance is still 19 and physical at 17. This isn't too bad because you're running a shield on the front bar. So let's take a look at our buffed up stats here. We're going to Dark Conversion and then hit a Spell Power Pot. We are at 45% spell crit with 2k spell damage. That goes nice with your 51k max magic. Mag recoveries at 2030, and then this obviously will go up along with your other stats when you get a continuous attack buff, so it works really nice. Back bar, still the same, 2000 mag recovery, and then spell and physical resistance are the same as well. We are a high elf with this, and we are not a vampire. I don't advise running a vampire and a mag sorc unless you really want to, because now that accelerating drain took a massive nerf, so there's really no point in my opinion, but do what you will. Jumping into the gear real quick, we're still running Necropotence. Necropotence is bread and butter for mag sorc, at least a pet sorc anyways. Front bar, we have it sharpened, and I like it sharpened only because your spell damage isn't really that important as far as a max magic build. Yeah, you're going to do a little bit more damage, but I like to have that penetration on board as well, and it goes with the penetration that we have in our CP tree. Shock damage glyph, and then back bar is an ice staff. Most people wonder, like, well, what do you do for your healing? Especially for new players. I mean, it's kind of a given. This is an advanced setup for someone that's been playing mag sorc for a long time. Most people would run a resto staff on the back bar or sword and board, what have you. But I like having an ice staff for two reasons. One, with this much max magic, we have just under 51. Well, back bar we have about 50,000 maximum magicka. So with an ice staff, if you look into your skill tree here, with a frost staff is equipped, blocking costs magicka instead of stamina, and we have so much fucking max magicka. So you can block for days basically with this setup, and you can, whatever you lose in blocking in your magic, you can just dark convert into more magic. So it's really kind of a win-win for a mag sorc when you play this way, because you basically have unlimited resources if you're careful. And then another reason why we're using an ice staff is, I'm just going to hop into the CP tree here real quick. Our shadow ward's at 20%, so they reduce the cost of our block by 20%. And then with the ice staff equipped, where is it? When you equip the Frost Staff, reduces the cost of blocking by an additional 36% and increases the amount of damage you can block by 20%. So with 20% in the CP tree, we're at 56% reduced cost to block. And then the amount of damage that we can block is also increased by 20%. So you do the math. That's pretty fucking... That's so disgusting. Like, it's... I don't know why wasn't doing this sooner, but I mean, these past couple of patches, I've really noticed in the improved gameplay and being able to 1vx a lot easier with this kind of setup. You're really crippling yourself if you don't. I mean, sword and board's good too. Obviously, you have more resistances, but playing like this and blocking strategically, it helps. It goes a long way. Some damn good coffee. All right, going back into the gear here. So yeah, front bar Inferno Staff, sharpen, back bar Ice Staff, defending, just to boost your resistances a little bit more. And then you still want to keep that increased weapon and spell damage proc for light attack on the back bar. Monster Mask, we're still doing Mighty Chuden. I honestly feel like until Chuden takes a nerf, I don't know if they ever will, but until they nerf it, there's really no point in running Boundless Storm, at least on a pet Sorc. I mean, you get the 5, 6, 7... You get like 7,100 resistances right off the bat just for wearing this set. And then the increased health goes with your shield stacking as well, because you can have bigger shields. Everything's impenetrable as well. You want max magic glyphs or tri-stat glyphs, whatever you please, but I'd rather have max magic. And then our second set is Crafty Elfique. Another max magicka set, obviously. I mean, that was kind of a given when you saw the stats in the beginning, so... definitely want everything golded out, everything in pen if you can. I know it's kind of a kick in the dick, but try and get kudas and make max magicka glyphs gold as well. Hey, I'm trying to make a video here. Can you go lay down? Jesus. Got two cattle dogs over here. I know it's kind of a dick, but yeah, like I said, you want to make those magicka glyphs gold as well. So go get some kudas, put them on your gold pieces. Don't put purple glyphs on gold pieces. It's just... it doesn't go together. And then obviously our jewelry is necropotence as well. Go with the weapons. These are gold as well. And then I have mag recovery on them just to boost your recovery as much as you can too. That's another thing I forgot to mention. The Mundus Stone, we are not running the mage. We're running Atro to boost our recovery even more. If I did have the mage on, our max magicka would sit just under 53k and then 55k on the front bar, especially if you had inner light. So keep that in mind as well. And then arcane as well. We want to keep all of our max magic up. Excuse me. Wow. It is about 4 in the morning here for me, so I do apologize. Let's take a look at the CP tree. So in the green tower, we have 61 on the Warlord, 200 Sprinter. This is kind of like, like an extra 2 points that I had, so I just threw it in Sprint. Always keep one in a Siphoner so you can pepper pesky Templars, so they are forced to cleanse at least a lot more than what they should be doing. And then 75 in the Arcanist, just max magicka or max recovery. You want to get that as high as you can. And then 19 into healthy. This goes with our tri-stat food. We're running the Sugar Skull food, which gives you the health recovery on top of the tri-stat bonus. 56 obviously in a Shadow Ward to help with our Ice Staff blocking. And then another 56 in the tumbling because roll dodging is important, but it's not something you want to do a whole lot on Mag Sorc, but if you do, then it's obviously it helps having a 20% decrease. This is the important tree. Blue tree is where Mag Sorc shines. So 23 points in the Blessed. We have 6% increased healing done. This is going to go well with our Twilight. 56 in the Elfborn. We want that crit damage nice and high because we do hit 40% when we pop a pot. We have 56 into Ellie Expert and 38 into Spell Erosion. This is going to go with our Sharpened Staff. So basically we have, with the Sharpened front bar and then 3250 in Spell Erosion here, we have elemental drain, basically, on our bar for free, if you do the math. 16 into staff expert, it gives us 10% overall, and then 10% with light attacks, and then an additional 5% to enemies below 25, so we're at 15% additional damage with a light attack when they're under 25% health. And then you want to stack a lot into Master at Arms for that juicy 24%, because all of our damage is direct damage. We are a single target monster. Like our curse, our frags, our endless fury explosion, our light attacks, our crushing shock, our meteors, all of this counts as single target damage. So with your damage done directly, 24% goes a long way. Nothing in this tree. We don't really benefit having any points into this tree. It's more stamina is more beneficial for this tree. And then finally, in the red trees, we have 51 in Ironclad, 48 into crit resistance, 37 in the thick skin, 43 in Elemental Defender and Hardy, and then 48 into Bastion. I was actually thinking about it too. Bastion might have, with this kind of setup, I might actually have too many points into Bastion. I haven't really messed with it because it's kind of pure laziness, but I feel like I'm kind of hurting myself with having too many points into Bastion, because my shields are still, even in Cyrodiil, I think they're a little over the cap for 60% of my health with Hardened Ward. So if I take a few points out of there, it might even out. But as of right now, I think I'm over the cap. So you can take a few out of here probably and put them into like light armor focus or more into Ironclad. But this is just how I have it set up at the moment, and haven't really had time to mess with it. But in Cyrodiil, we have about 26k health, and then our Hardened Ward sits at like 13.8, I think. So we're like just over the cap, but not far enough to where I've like really cared to come back and mess with it. But like this is a really good CP setup for Cyrodiil. All right, let's take a look at the abilities here. Jumping into the front bar, we have our bread and butter, Crystal Frags. This is unbuffed, by the way, so we're at 13.9 at an unbuffed chance, and then obviously 33% more damage when we proc them. Hardened Ward on the front bar, 11.8. This is outside of Cyrodiil. And then our Twilight, Crushing Shock, and Endless Fury. Shooting Star, Back Bar, Haunting Curse, Dampened Magic, Twilight again, Dark Inversion, and Streak. Now there's a few flex spots on here. As far as flex spots go, what I mean is depending on how you like to play your Mag Sorc. So with this setup, I've learned that having a shield on the front bar is super beneficial because we have a heal on both bars. So no matter where we are, we can ward up, heal. It really doesn't matter. Like in combat, when you're getting your rotation off, you can hit a ward and heal if you got bursted down or whatnot, and continue. Or if you're taking a lot of heat, what I like to do is hit my ward, streak away, and then heal. And then obviously Dark Deal to make up for the rest of your missing health and or magic. What I also like to do is I like to start with my Dampened Magic, Light Attack, Curse, front bar, Endless, and then pepper them with Crushing Shock unless you get a frag proc right away. So Light Attack, Curse, Light Attack, Endless Fury, Light Attack, Frag, Light Attack, Meteor, Pepper, 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 Pepper. I mean, that's kind of like how I like to play, but it's when you mess around with your rotation, depending on what you like to do, it works out greatly with this build. Just to show you real quick, with our spell crit and spell power pot on, we have 14.6 C frags. Twilight heal sitting at 17,455. It's pretty good. Crushing Shocks 3250, 3250, 3362. Endless Fury will explode for just under 15k, and Meteors are doing 17.9k damage. Not bad at all. I really like the setup. It's super strong. It's super aggressive. Like I said, not a whole lot has changed, but go out there and give it a try. I think Pet Sorc is still one of the strongest classes in the game, if not the strongest class in the game. And I have a lot of fun with it. I don't plan on changing it unless sets out there tickle my fancy. and I think Max Magica is the way to go for a Mag Sorc, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks, guys. Appreciate. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, got so caught up in ending the video here. These are our pots that we're using. We're using spell power pots, major sorcery, major prophecy, and then mag recovery. You want to keep your pots for whatever situation that you're in. So if I'm fighting tanky people, obviously you want to have spell power pots on board. You have tri-stat or tripods on board for just overall anything. Essence of invisibility. What's special about these is there's not just being invisible. It gives you major expedition as well, so you can get away quickly. And then I had detect pots. You want to have detect pots on board as well too for Nightblades, because when they do get on you, and there's usually more than one, it's nice to have those as well, so that way you can even out the fight. Because how can you hit anything that you can't see, right? Great counterplay. And then obviously I just have some Alliance Health Drought pots for CC immunity. It's kind of nice when you're outnumbered too. You can just give yourself a little bit of an edge so that you can get away quickly and then streak away, ward up, buff up, and then burst. And that's how you do it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.